Evening, here is the evening news. Temitope Habakarim is my name. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerian kids of his administration's zeal to work for a bright future for them. In his Google message to celebrate the 2022 Children's Day in Abuja, he said government would ensure that every child has access to education. The president said he recognized the place of education in the development of every country, pledging his commitment to drastic significant reduction in the number of out-of-school children. He acknowledged that while education of the Nigerian child would remain on the front burner of the current administration, other issues like healthcare, protection from harm, drugs, cultism, child trafficking and abuse, as well as domestic violence, were equally receiving needed attention from government. President Buhari stated that the Nigerian child deserves the best and a safe country where he or she could grow, make friends, interact, and travel freely, in addition to emerging as a successful leader in different fields of endeavor. This came as a cross-section of the children employed security agencies to beef up security in schools, regretting that over 7,000 girls and women had been subjected to sexual violence by non-state armed groups. The children spoke in Abuja as the end of a two-day capacity building training organized by Save the Children International. Meanwhile, Fakunle High School, Powerline area, Osogbo, Osun State, was a beehive of activities on the occasion of year 2022 Children's Day. Pupils and students of primary and secondary schools across the state exhibited dexterity during the March past session. In his address at the event, Governor Adeboye Oyetola reassured the young ones that the state will continue to sustain its commitment to all ongoing obligations to ensure that their well-being and development is secured. Governor Itola, who was represented by the State Head of Service, Dr. Olowe Igawebade, stressed the commitment of his administration towards promoting and protecting the rights of citizenry, including the children. Governor Itola stressed that Children's Day celebration should remind parents and guardians on the need to protect the rights of their children and rights. He called on stakeholders involved in child education to play their roles effectively and complement government efforts in all ramifications. The Federal Capital Territory is in upbeat mood as the city prepares to host what has been termed as a political festival this weekend. Delegates are expected to flood the streets of Abuja almost simultaneously as the All Progressives Congress, the People's Democratic Party, and the New Nigeria People's Party host their primaries. The Moshood Olale Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, is already wearing a new face as the People's Democratic Party prepares to hold its special convention in the facility. Investigations revealed that the venue currently is a beehive of activity as the main bowl of the stadium has been adorned with different designs bearing the color of the party. Meanwhile, the Eagle Square venue of the All Progressives Congress Convention is also wearing that look expected of a venue that is to host an activity of such magnitude. Reports say security personnel were at the Eagle Square to ensure there is no breakdown of law and order. It was also gathered that the IGP has mandated the FCT Police Command to ensure there are no security gaps ahead of the conventions. Information has it that the PDP presidential primary is scheduled for tomorrow, while that of APC holds on Sunday. The NNPP convention is slated for Monday. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the suit filed by President Muhammadu Buhari and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, to void the provisions of Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act 2022. Justice Musa Datijo, who led the 7-member panel of the justices, reserved judgment after counsel to all parties adopted all their processes. He, however, said the court will announce a date to parties involved for judgment. Reports say recently the Apex Court admitted an application filed by Rivers to be joined in the suit. The Apex Court had allowed the joinder application that Rivers brought through the Speaker of its House of Assembly and its Attorney General and adjourned hearing on the suit. Information has it that the applicants are seeking an order of the Apex Court to strike out the section of the Electoral Act, saying it is inconsistent with the Constitution. They also contended that the Constitution already provides qualification and disqualification for the offices of the President and Vice President, Governor and Deputy Governor, Senate and House of Representatives, House of Assembly, Ministers, Commissioners, and Special Advisors. In the meantime, the Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal by former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi against the decision by Rivers Governor Nyesom Wike to set up a 7-man panel to probe his 8-year tenure as governor. The Apex Court held that Amechi's appeal was without merit and awarded 1 million naira cost against him. The panel is to probe some transactions estimated at about 96 billion naira carried out by Rivers State government under Amechi. It was gathered that Rivers State claimed Amechi's administration fraudulently sold some assets belonging to the state. Reports say Amechi had challenged the constitution of the panel as the High Court, arguing among others that the planned probe was intended to witch hunt, embarrass and humiliate him. His suit at the High Court of Rivers State was dismissed. He also lodged at the Court of Appeal, prompting him to approach the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has also, in another judgment, dismissed an appeal by former Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dakuko Peterside. Workers in the state of Osun have been admonished to sustain the tempo of mutual relationship with the state government, as well as ensuring sustenance of good governance being demonstrated by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. The State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Prince Adebayo Yekini, gave the charge in Iloko Ijesha at a 2-day seminar organized by the state chapter of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees. The president of Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, Comrade Kehinde Ogungbambe, noted that the seminar was designed towards encouraging social interaction among local government workers. Dr. Ogungbambe also urged the workers to ensure sustenance of good governance, as demonstrated by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. The Egbe Ifesowapo Obinrin Ìlú Ìwòye is organizing a special program tagged Preaching Love, Peace and Unity of all sons, daughters, wives and inhabitants of Ìwòye land. The annual event scheduled for tomorrow morning as the Palace Square, Ìwòye, Egbedere local government area, has Prof. Timothy Akonde as the father of the day. The royal father of the day is the Alawo of our land of Abdulrazak Taiwo Adegboye, while the chairman of the occasion is Prince Ilufoye Oyebamiji. The organizing committee urged all invited guests and other lovers of peace to attend the program. And on sports, Super Eagles head coach Jose Pizarro summed up his players for their exemplary conduct in training ahead of the friendlies against Mexico and Ecuador. The Portuguese took charge of his first training session with the team. Pizarro was particularly delighted with the spirit of camaraderie in the team. Reports say Pizarro's charges were taken the El Tren of Mexico in their first friendly at the A&T Stadium tomorrow. They will also face Ecuador as the Red Bull Arena, Harrison, next week, Thursday. The West Africans are using both games to prepare for the 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone and Jottas of Guinea-Bissau. Meanwhile, William Sorsekong has expressed confidence that the Super Eagles will rise again after the disappointment of failing to qualify for the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Trust Ekong is one of 19 Eagle players currently in Dallas ahead of friendly games against Mexico and Ecuador. On the foreign scene, Pakistan's government has increased local fuel prices to meet a key condition set by the International Monetary Fund for reviving its bailout program. Finance Minister Miftah Ismail revealed that Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's administration raised the cost of gasoline and diesel by 30 rupees a litre each, as the decision comes a day after the two sides ended week-long talks without reaching an agreement to revive the stalled loan. The resumption of the bailout will provide a much-needed relief to keep the South Asian nation's economy afloat and avert a default. The stocks have tumbled and the Pakistani rupee dropped 9% in the past month, the worst performer among Asian nations. Reports say Premier Sharif deferred price increase 3 times since coming to power in April, causing a panic in markets over whether the government will be able to resume the IMF program. That ends the evening news on OSBC Television. We thank you for watching. Join us at 7 for the major reports. Good evening.